He made his way upstairs slowly, and I came out with my Cabal swords from fucking Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And fucking like swung him at him, and he's like, whoa, it's me, Matt, don't swing. I was like, I know it's you, dumbass, and I'm in my underwear, okay? I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was poking it with a sword, like the blunt end of it. I was like, what are you doing here? I was like, we were just worried about you. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to fuck.
Don't feed the animals, signs all around. We talk a lot of junk, yeah, you vibing with us now. Build something from the ground up, yeah, we like to clown. Talk about some real stuff, yeah, something profound. It's a pleasure that you're hearing us, wouldn't mess around. It's a topic of discussion worth talking that we bust and put a nail in the coffin. If you love it, then you love it. If you don't mean nothing, still bring it to the public. Y'all, don't feed the animals, put them in a cage, they couldn't handle truth. We gonna bust out the gate like some cannibals. Same face, same channel, messing with the tune. A bunch of idiots stuck in one room, can't take us serious. You love what we feeding you, I'm with the show, yeah, proceed with the interview. Local celebrity, snatch a toy from your cereal. Don't feed the animals.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Don't Feed the Animals podcast. I am your host, as always, James, and it's a very special episode. It's a very near and endearing episode for me. This is episode number 37, but yet we are all celebrating. This will be in the future, but we are celebrating the 36th birthday of my co-host, Berto.
It's my birthday.
I hate you. I hate him so much. And with us today, we have a guest. We have a third. For a long time, we haven't had an extra person, and I'm glad to have on this show, on this episode, Berto's lovely, beautiful, my good friend, Cassandra.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
My better half.
Yes, Berto's better half indeed.
Oh, indeed, correct.
So, welcome to Don't Feed the Animals. I am glad to say that we're having something special, something different. Today, we are going to do something I like to call the Nerdlywed Game. Because I finally have, excuse me, I've been drinking and I've had Berto drinking to make this episode more fun. Because if you guys listened to the last episode, we did say we're going to get toasty, and we are. So, with that being said, we are going to do something fun and new and exciting with Berto and his lovely wife. We are going to do a game like I like to call the Nerdlywed Game, where I get to ask this fantastic couple, because if you didn't know from the previous episode that Berto has been happily married since when? October,
last year.
Nice. So it's been you still guys are newlyweds. You're not even a year in.
Nope.
I guess. What's the prerequisite for that?
I don't know.
For newlyweds, I think that if you guys
within the first
are not
year,
even a year in, I think that's safe to say that you guys are
because we're newly wed.
fresh. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I guess.
I know what the words mean.
This is gonna be great. So, with that being said, guys,
She's a fire nerd.
let's get in. We're gonna be playing the Nerdlywed Game, where I am going to ask Cassandra sets of questions, and Berto also sets some questions where they have to answer. I have taken them to the side and asked them questions by themselves and recorded their answers. That way, you at home who are listening can understand what their answers were and know that we weren't making this up as we go along. Production value. So anyways, we're going to get started and have a good time. So, let's get to it, folks. All right. So, I think we've decided to start off with asking my main man, Berto, some questions. We're going to ask him a set of 3 questions, then get back to his lovely wife, Cassandra, and then we'll go back to Berto. Berto, Cassandra. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to do Berto first. All right. So I'm going to ask you some questions.
Oh boy.
These are questions that I asked Cassandra, okay?
Okay.
So
Who?
you have to answer it the way what you think she said.
Okay.
And you guys aren't looking and
Don't look at
cheating
me.
or giving anybody signals. I do have my back towards you, but I trust you guys that you will respect the sanctity of the game. And I will play back the answers after Berto has answered to see if he was right. So, the first question that I asked Cassandra...
Stop it.
He's partitioning with the pillow.
Yeah.
Okay. Berto.
Mm-hmm.
The first question that I asked Cassandra, and you have to give me the answer that you believe that she said.
Okay.
What was the class of her first Dungeons and Dragons character?
He might need help. He knows absolutely nothing about Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what I want to know. I want to know what he. So, do you know the classes of Dungeons and Dragons?
Right.
As a host, do you know the questions of?
I know some of
classes?
them. I trying to remember if I know hers because she's mentioned it before, but it's one of those ones that I'm not too familiar with.
Okay, so do you need help with
Like
what
to
classes
distinguish.
are?
Yeah, like to distinguish races versus classes, etc.
If he gets anything, I'll be happy for him.
Same. Please, like I
I
said, he knows
kind of just
jack
want to
shit.
know what he goes with in the first place, just because I'm
Yeah.
also a Dungeons and Dragons player, so I
Right.
want to know what.
I
he
know
thinks
it's not.
of.
I know it's not the typical ones that people go for.
Okay.
Correct.
So just give me a second.
Don't egg him on. Don't egg him on.
I'm not egging anything.
Don't egg him on.
No eggs.
No eggs.
No eggs here.
I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but I'm gonna go ahead and say a druid.
And that's it. Okay, that's a class. Okay, perfect.
That's a class.
All right,
I'm
so-
shocked.
So
Good
here
job.
we go. Here we
I
go.
know some
We're gonna-
classes. I
he
got
knows
class.
the class. He
You
knows
can
the
class? You got
All right.
class?
I've
So-
got glasses.
So
So do I.
so let's hear the answer. What's happening? Oh, I know why. That's my fault, guys.
Silence.
Sorry, that's
Let's
my
hear the
fault
answer.
because I muted the thing.
Oh.
The theme song. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Ready.
Cassandra, what was the class of your first Dungeons and Dragons character?
Well, my first Dungeons and Dragons character class was a druid. And
Good
a
job.
tiefling druid, to be specific. So,
I was like, if you had asked me specifics, I'd be like, ooh, I don't know.
I am
man,
shocked.
That
I'm
is awesome.
pleasantly shocked.
That is beautiful. You guys make me really happy. That's a good start. That's a really good start.
I can only go downhill from here.
It can only go down.
We'll see.
All right, so Berto, your second question that I have. I asked Cassandra what she was wearing
Oh boy.
during her first date.
Damn, that's hard. That's too specific.
It was hard for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be fair.
Yeah. So tell me when you got it and say it.
He looks stressed.
It does. I know. I gave it a hard. I gave
It
hard
is.
ones too.
It's a toughie. It's a toughie.
You know what? To be fair, it's a non-nerdy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's very like environmentally specific, and I'm just like I don't remember.
This was also 7 years ago.
Right. It's like I can't remember what happened 7 weeks ago.
It's such a rough question to ask. I know, but you know what? I had to throw.
I'm just gonna shot in the dark, whatever. I'm just gonna say she was wearing.
She was wearing clothes, though, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
Okay,
as far as I remember,
I don't think they would have
We were
put
in
me in the
public,
movie
so
theater.
I would hope so.
I mean, I know Sawgrass gets wild, but I don't know about that.
I would say she was wearing black pants,
Okay.
a type of band T-shirt
Okay.
with a jacket or sweater.
Okay. All right. So let's hear the answer.
Good guess.
Cassandra, what were you wearing on your first date with Berto?
Oh God. This is an educated guess. I think I was wearing my denim shorts, like my orange, like camisole kinda, and then like a black shrug.
Okay.
I think. What's more memorable is we saw that horrible Thor movie.
That's hilarious. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, not even close. To be fair, I couldn't even remember what I was wearing.
That was an educated
so
guess.
fair.
I really,
It's so
really,
fair.
100% can't remember.
Listen, we could blame it on me. These are things that normies remember.
Right.
So it's
Well, her
totally,
hair was fluttering in the
remember,
wind. It
guys,
was
this
a nice
is the
pop.
Nerdlywed Game. So
Right.
that is my flaw.
We ain't normies over here.
She was
That's
wearing
right.
this
Exactly.
lovely camisole that was complimenting her
All right,
eyes.
so
Stop
Berto,
it.
for your first go, I'm going to end it with this question. What is Cassandra's favorite Pokemon?
That would be Growlithe.
Okay. Let's hear the answer, folks. Cassandra, what is your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon is Arcanine. So close.
So close.
The big dog, not the little dog.
I didn't think it would matter.
I mean, I like them both. Obviously,
Wait,
they're
so
the same.
just to keep it nerdy, Growlithe is
The pre-evolution.
the pre-evolution
of Arcanine. So we'll give him like 50%.
Fire
I definitely
doggo.
would. You give him. How does he evolve? He just level up evolves, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you just give him.
No, wait. Does he get a Firestone?
I was
No.
gonna say, does he
And
Firestone?
a little side bit.
I think he does get a Firestone.
So
Yeah.
let's say you give him a Firestone, and Berto was right.
Yeah, right.
Little side bit. I went out of my way to breed and hatch a shiny Growlithe for her because that was her favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
Or I thought it was her favorite Pokemon.
Favorite Pokemon
But that was
line.
before we even dated. And
Question.
then
Yeah.
In Pokemon, if you have a shiny and you evolve it, will it evolve shiny?
yes.
Yes.
Sweet.
So shiny Arcanine looks like
Golden.
He's like a golden boy.
Nice. All right. Hey, I think he was close. I think 1.5 out of 3 is not bad.
Yes.
These questions are now. Now it's your turn to be on the
boy.
hot seat,
Oh,
Missy.
boy.
So let's move on. Let's get this thing going. We are on a little time crunch. But all right. So I asked Berto these questions. These sets of 3 questions. I asked him what is his favorite. No, actually, I asked him what his second favorite Dragon Ball character is.
His second favorite?
Well, because we all know his favorite.
Yeah.
And that's why I had to go second. Because if it's something that I knew, it's like, come on.
Okay, this is an educated guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Tien.
Okay. That's your final answer, right?
That's the guy with the third eyeball, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
yeah,
Yes,
that's my
it is
guess.
in Pokemon. All right, so let's hear the answer. All right. What is your second favorite Dragon Ball character?
That would be Tien Shinhan from.
Hey! Heyo!
Nice. Awesome. Good job. All right, so here we go. So far, off to a good start. Berto got that first question right, too, so let's
Yes.
see. Now, here we go. Now we have weird questions.
Oh, jeez.
So I asked Berto, what is an annoying habit that he thinks he has? So what is an annoying habit that you think Berto has? Like,
Something I find annoying that he does?
the question that I asked him was, what is an annoying habit that he thinks he has?
So that he
That's correct.
recognizes
yes.
is annoying?
Yes. I asked it in place of him. I asked him specifically, what is an annoying habit you think you have? So what do you think he said?
Biting and chewing his nails all the time?
Okay. So
That's my guess.
let's hear it out. What is an annoying habit you think you have?
Well, Chuck, that would be biting my nails.
I thought about it in the context of me. I'm like, what is he? He knows that fucking irritates me.
That's awesome. Good job, guys. Man, oh, so sweet. All right, here we go. All right, so let's go for let's go 3 for 3. Let's
right.
show him what's what.
Give me pressure.
Now this is the thing. This is the curveball. You know what I said that you guys had separate questions. Like,
Right.
I lied. I asked Berto also, what was his favorite Pokemon?
His favorite Pokemon is Mewtwo.
Okay, let's see what he said. What is your favorite Pokemon?
Well, I love all turtle Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon is actually Mewtwo.
We'll blame all of Berto's wrong answers on him being drunk.
Yes.
That's what
I am sober, folks.
Yes, she's sober. And me, the host and the co-host are fucking drunk off our asses. All right, so let's move on. Let's get these last 3 going. We got good time. All right, so Berto, we have the final 3 questions for you.
Okay.
All right, and I asked I asked Cassandra, what was your first fight about?
I was not specific.
Our first fight.
I was very unfair.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to think.
That's why I didn't answer specifically, because
We don't fight a lot, so I'm trying to remember of the few fights that we had.
We
What
really
was
don't
it
fight a
about?
lot.
I think it was about
was very big.
me lashing out.
You lashing out?
Yeah,
She was arguing with you about how you lash out.
yeah.
Okay. Well, let's find out, folks, what Cassandra said. All right. What was your guys' first fight about?
Well, it was, I don't remember specifically, but it was along the lines of I wasn't telling him how I was feeling about a specific thing, and he got annoyed with me that I wasn't being transparent about how I felt.
Okay. How did transparent open sea? Got it. Mm-hmm. You know what? Did he lash out at you?
I mean, probably.
So, I mean,
Like, yeah, probably.
Sad win.
Do you remember that fight, Berto?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I remember we were laying in my bed at my dad's house, and we were like going to sleep.
Oh yeah. No, I don't remember that.
Well,
I remember it all happening here. That's what I thought. Our first.
Oh no.
You know what? Guys, overcome. You're strong together. Oops, sorry, guys. That is just
That's the producer
that is
calling.
just the 5-minute warning, if you will.
Yes.
So let's get through. All right. So moving on. Okay. This is your second to last question, Berto, for Cassandra. I asked Cassandra what her second go-to Overwatch player was.
Character.
Yeah.
Second go to.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Just like your fucking Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
shit. I had to go
yeah.
second because I knew her first. I knew your first Dragon. I knew her first Overwatch. So
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta go second.
I'm trying to think about who she plays with the most. Secondly,
Yeah.
it's 50-50 shot. I'm gonna say Diva.
I had to make them hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear what she said. All right. What is your second favorite Overwatch character?
My second favorite Overwatch character is Symmetra. Yeah. I could see it in his face. He was like, fuck.
That was the other choice. I was like, it's Symmetra or Diva, but you used to play Diva so much.
I used to, so at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? And then I was like, fuck
And then you
things.
did Symmetra, and then you did Mercy, but I just thought you liked Diva more.
I liked Symmetra more since her rework.
Yeah.
She got reworked, and she's a lot more fun to play.
Who is she? Who is that one? I know Diva's
Symmetra?
the mech one.
She's the Indian character that she makes teleporters, and she has turrets.
I think she has
Her
a
whole
cybernetic
thing is
arm.
she has a cybernetic arm.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
She makes like so her whole thing is like technology, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Womp womp.
Womp
It's
womp.
fine,
It was a good
it's
try.
fine. Listen,
That's what I.
these game shows.
You know?
When you watch these game shows too, you're just like, bah, how the fuck, no that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I had to make it in the same vein as those games.
It
So
was a good effort.
the last question, and I had to do it. I asked Cassandra because I have to say this phrase because we're playing the Nerdlywed Game.
Oh right.
Oh, God.
Well, it's like the Newlywed Game exactly. Where is the weirdest place you and Berto made Whoopi? The weirdest place you and Cassandra made Whoopi.
Guess the couch counts?
The weirdest place.
Yeah.
That's as specific as you're gonna get.
Yeah. The couch.
Okay, here we go.
Way to make me look fucking bad.
I mean,
Hey, you know what? Blame it on the
Yeah,
alcohol. It's okay. Here
I mean,
we go.
any bed is normal, so.
Well,
No.
you'll see.
Oh,
I'll
it
let
just
you
came
change
to me.
it.
It just came to me.
Yeah.
What are you gonna change?
Absolutely can.
The bathroom floor.
Awesome. Now I just know so much. Here is the answer.
You're just adding fuel to the fire.
Just
Thanks.
so you don't.
Can we play the answer, please?
Where else? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Cassandra, where is the weirdest place you and Berto made Whoopi?
Please don't judge me, world. It was in his younger brother's bed.
I'm trying to remember that. I remember. You sure it wasn't my mom's?
No, it was Daniel's in the old house.
I don't remember that.
Oh my god.
This fool.
Sorry,
That's
Daniel.
what we get for getting you sauced up.
Yeah.
Sorry,
All right,
Daniel.
Cassandra, we're gonna get through your 3 questions really quickly. I know
Okay.
you have we have 12 minutes before you have to go, but we'll get it done in 5.
Because
All right.
my mom's.
Here we go. So, Cassandra, your last questions that I asked Berto is, I asked him, where was your guys' first kiss? Where?
Where? Well, that was in the parking lot of Sawgrass after the movie. When he planted one on me without my permission.
Oh, the fucking swiper, no swiping.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
That's
see if
what
he remembers
happened.
it the same way. He wasn't as drunk when he answered these.
Yes.
I'm getting canceled.
Berto, where was you and Cassandra's first kiss?
That was at the parking lot of the Sawgrass Mills Mall after we just finished watching Thor the Dark World.
See? Yeah.
Hey! I love it. They all into porn.
So,
Hate him. Alright, so, here's your... fuck. Alright, another question. I asked Berto, if he could be any Star Wars character, who would he be?
if he could be any Star Wars
Yes,
character?
and it's crazy because he had to really think about this.
I was going to say that's different than just what character
Yes.
he likes.
Yes, exactly. I didn't want to do liked, but it might be the same. He might answer it exactly the same. And he might want to be who he likes. I gotta get one wrong too.
I mean,
I gotta make it hard for you too. You're on the money.
because I feel like he wouldn't just answer, what I think he would answer.
What do you think?
Her
You can
memory's
talk
way
it
better
through.
than
This is
mine.
not. This is not.
Well,
this is not.
his favorite Star Wars
millionaire.
character is Boba Fett.
Okay.
But I feel like if he wanted to be a character,
Yeah.
I don't think he would want to be.
I mean, we don't know.
We don't know, right? Well, you know, motherfucker.
I do.
I don't know.
Being the host is a great thing, folks.
I'm gonna guess this is a wild shot, like an Imperial Guard. Those are the red guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
my
know what?
guess.
That's a good guess. That's a fair guess.
Because they're cool.
Yeah.
And they get to look cool. all the
And
time.
he doesn't have to follow the path of like a main character.
Right.
Exactly. All right. So let's see. If you were any Star Wars character, who would you be?
Well, my backpacks would have jets, so I would be Boba Fett.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I thought too
It's a
hard.
question I never thought about ever. Like,
never.
what character would
I
I
took
be?
that-
So
he was
I literally
just-
had to think of it on the fly. I was like, I'll just be Boba Fett, even though I die. Maybe? Question mark?
I was just gonna say a Mandalorian to
Yeah.
cover my ass, but I wasn't sure if that was too vague.
I thought about
No,
that
that
too.
would've been
I
good.
thought
That
about
would've
saying
gave it
just
to
a
you.
Mandalorian, but I mean, not all Mandalorians have the armor and are cool.
Hey, man,
so
if you asked me that question,
Okay,
I'd
a
be like,
cool Mandalorian.
I'd be a Ghostbuster.
There you go, yeah.
I would have
in
been
the
a
Star Wars
Ghostbuster.
universe,
Right.
Yeah, in the Star Wars universe, I would have been
Right.
a Ghostbuster.
A Ghostbuster.
All right, so let's wrap this up because the lovely Cassandra has to part.
I get half points for that.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. All right, so the
I don't
last,
accept failure.
the last. Well, you already beat.
you're already dominating.
I know.
But you guys are not working against each other. You're usually working together against other couples, but there is no
Oh,
other
right.
couple. But as far as I'm concerned, you guys are winners. No matter how how
We're
this.
winners, baby.
So here we go.
Uh-huh.
I asked Berto, what is the most attractive part of Cassandra?
Part of the body?
I won't
Part
wanna get
is very
specific.
vague.
I know, and I was, but I did.
That's the point.
I did imply body
Okay.
to give you the slightest hint. I did say body. I didn't say body, but I implied it.
That's hard without being vulgar.
Be vulgar.
You can people. Oh,
It's not a family-friendly show.
Because if you asked him that question any day of the week, he would say my boobs. But
let's see what he says. Let's see what he says. How do I title that? What is the most attractive part of Cassandra?
That would be her bobs.
oh, good.
Boobs.
Well, I was right.
You know, guys. I mean,
I'm easy to predict.
I want
I
to
wasn't
say.
sure if you were gonna be romantic. and
I thought about that
it,
too. I was just
and I
like-
was like, you're drunk and you're being Lucy. You're gonna say tits. So, and I was right.
Well, I mean, that was the end of the game. That's all I had for you folks. I hope Berto enjoyed that, as a birthday thing. But yep. As far as she's the winner. But you know what? Happy wife, happy birthday.
You're the winner and the breadwinner.
So this show will go on. Unfortunately, Cassandra has to go do adult things. She has to be an adult. But thank you so much for playing the game with us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. I hope to have you on again in the near future.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I love it. And again, thank you so much for being my roommate and allowing me to stay at your guys' house.
Of course.
And I love you guys and I appreciate you.
We love you too.
Yes. So I am going to
peace out.
Pause, and that way we can continue with Berto's celebration. Hey man, how you feeling after that little game?
I gotta say, I think my marriage is in jeopardy.
I ruined it. This is Don't Feed the Animals first.
First divorce episode.
Hey man, so we gotta.
No, it was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you guys did it. I'm glad.
I did better than I thought, honestly.
Yeah, you got some.
To be fair, even if I wasn't tipsy, inebriated, whatever, I'm sure I still would have gotten the wrong ones wrong. Because my memory is like a rusty trap.
It's shite, they say.
Yeah.
So, like we said in the last episode, that we were gonna get a little loosey-goosey, because it's gonna be Berto's birthday. Even though this is coming out a day after his birthday, but either way, we're still celebrating. Fuck, bitches be celebrating this shit like fucking month long. So it's my birthday month.
Yep.
It's like, imagine being that person.
Yeah.
Imagine thinking that everybody around you wants to fucking celebrate
for the whole month.
The whole month with
Bitch,
you.
people don't got that kind of money or time.
Yeah.
It sounds exhausting. Even if I were the one to initiate it, it sounds exhausting.
Yeah. I'd be like, what are you doing?
I'd be like, I'm tired. You know what I want to do for this birthday day? Sleep.
Yeah.
The whole week.
All right, I get it. You survived another year. Good for you.
I get it. You fucking love attention.
Right? Jesus.
If I could box it up and give it to you, I would. But then you'd fucking still ask for a receipt, you bitch.
Bitch. But yeah, man. So how do you feel?
I'm okay.
1 year older.
Not 1 year wiser.
I mean,
in a sense, but I don't know. It's with everything else going around, I'm like,
yeah,
it doesn't help me cope with it even more. I'm just like, I'm almost 40.
You're not 40 yet, though.
I know. I got 4 years till that.
And even when you are 40, I don't think 40s are as bad.
I don't feel it physically as much.
Because you have to think about 40-year-olds that you know.
Yeah. My thing is that I still feel like I haven't done enough at this point in my life.
That's good. But that's good, though. You shouldn't... hopefully, till the very end, you don't feel done with the things that you do and accomplish in life.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where, I hate comparing myself to other people because it's not healthy. But you can't help it sometimes when you look at other people in your same age bracket that you grew up with and you still have some contact with, and you're like, oh, they're doing not better in a sense on surface level,
okay, but
maybe on other aspects you may think this is me assuming that they're doing better than me. So that's the problem. I'm assuming, and they very well could be not doing well underneath the surface.
I have a question, though, to be fair. Mm-hmm. These people that you compare yourself with, which I don't think you should, most people will tell you that.
Listen, I've been doing that my entire fucking life.
Do you also put into factor of all the things and the privileges and non-privileges that you may have had or they may have not had, or vice versa? Do you factor those into account when you make these comparisons? Yeah,
I mean, I do. I'm thankful for the family that I have. I'm thankful for Cassandra. I'm thankful for everything that's led me up to where I am now.
Because I'll be honest, as your friend, I'm very happy for you. I think you're doing great.
I appreciate it.
No, I'm being honest. I mean, it's you.
I always think back to 10, 15 years from today, and think about where I was at that point in time. Not necessarily specific, but just overall.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm in a way better situation in all aspects, aside from the coronavirus.
Well, of course.
That's not in my control.
That's out of your control. But as far as yourself of what...
But as far as everything I can control, yes, I am in a better situation. But I'm always, I guess, in a sense, trying to be better, trying to do something more. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to... I guess I'm just not trying to be... Not settling, you know?
That's good. But
it is a good thing. But it's like, I need it to... I need to self-loathe sometimes in order to motivate
That's
myself.
Your motivation. I get it. I get the same way too. There's a lot of times I'll tell people about some shit and then they're like, you know, I'll be like, I don't know, I want to do this, I want to do that. But like I'm also the type of person that I don't want to say that I'm not like, there's things I want to do in life, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of risky things that I never imagined wanting to be a part of. Like, I do want to do stand-up, or at least do an open stand-up. To be honest, an open mic eventually. I've had this conversation actually the other day where I'm like saying I don't know, and I know I come off like negative, but it's not a negativity it's more like I don't like that blind confidence. That's just not my. That's not my shit. You know that
it's never been us. We've never been. If we've been confident in any matter, it's been like jokingly confident sometimes.
Yeah, it's humorous because we grew up. You know, like just in movies and stuff like that, you see that it's a trope at that point.
Yeah.
That overly confident, blind to the world person, and you've seen shit blow up in their face, and you kind of enjoy it because you're like, haha, idiot.
Yeah.
You should have known.
Welcome to the real
better.
world, jackass.
Yeah. So that's how we see things. I try not to do it so much to the point of where I don't do anything.
Right.
So I'm in that middle ground right now where I'm like, I have to make efforts and stuff like that, and I can't say no to everything just because I may fail. You know, I have to make decisions on going far and take risks, but be okay with those risks and evaluate those risks. Most of these risks that I'm dealing with at the moment is just what I'm going to just get embarrassed.
Yeah.
So I'm realizing as I get older, though, the better part of being older and a little bit wiser is looking at the consequences as not as dire as we would think back in the day, because we don't care anymore, and that's a good thing.
It is definitely a product of getting older. It's like you care less of what
Dignity,
other people will think of you, or you know, or what you will think of. Society will think of you. You know, like
who you are.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that risks need to be taken in order to get into the next levels that you never thought. That's why things they don't come easy, and I feel like the most satisfaction you get out of things are the things that are a risk. You know, because imagine if it works.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the thing that you want, and you go for it, and it actually works out. You know, like, holy shit. You go, whoa. You always look back and go, well, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the same shit for you, man.
It's one of those things where, like, I start questioning, like, my mortality, and, like, I never thought I was going to be living forever, because God knows I don't want to fucking do that, but, like, just like when something new will hurt, and I'm like, why? Why does this hurt? I don't understand. Yeah. Things like, you know, the last I visit my mom is the first time in a long time that I've, like, truly seen her age.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh, this is inevitable.
Yeah.
Like, because my mom's always looked young.
Yes.
You know, to me, and, like, how she presents herself.
She had you young.
Right, and how she presents. She's only, 17 years older than me.
Right.
And, you know, she always, you know, but I guess I just, with everything going on and her health and everything, like, it's just kind of like, I saw her, I was just like, oh, she is getting old. This is something that's happening, you know. It's the first time this ever, like, hit me. So I was just kind of, like, a little sad about that.
Yeah, it's depressing to know that we all have a fucking expiration date. We don't know when that is. You want to extend it as long as you possibly can, to be honest with you. At least I do. So you just do the things that you have to do. But it's also a matter of not necessarily extending it as much as it is to focus on enriching it while you have it, you know? I mean, you know, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? And you just want to be able to answer those questions. And I think the fight of always wanting to get the most out of what you do is the most important thing. And we do it. I mean, we do what we have to do.
Yeah. Another thing I keep comparing myself I compare myself to my parents. Like, where were they at my age?
Oh, I stopped
doing
that.
Like,
once.
But yeah, I have to stop thinking it, but also feel appreciative that I'm at 36 and I haven't fucked up and had a kid.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you had to probably stopped it. Me and my parents had me young too.
Yeah.
So after that, like I was 20, I'm like, well, obviously I don't have a kid.
Yeah, like my mom's life was forever changed at 16.
Yeah.
You know, I was fortunate enough to not fuck up and wear a Jimmy hat or, master the pull-out method,
Pull-out champ.
So that I don't fuck, I don't like have a responsibility in this world that requires lots of patience, time, money.
And that's just a choice. That's a choice that you had. And then
Right.
some people aspire to have children and families and big houses and all stuff like that, which is that's their gig.
Right.
It's everybody's gig, man.
So I think about, like, where was my mom and dad at these ages? And like my mom was working wherever, and she's at 36, so she had me. I'm in my teens, and my little brother and sister are like very young, and like but I think about also the finances, like, but she has all this responsibility, she has all this stupid shit, she has a shitty husband at the time who's not taking care of her, and
right,
and I feel fortunate that I have a better relationship right now at the age of 36 than she did. I feel bad that she had to go through that, but at the same time, if she didn't go through that, she wouldn't progress and learn.
Yeah. Everybody has different paths and do different things. You can't really compare, considering the fact that you have to be fair in the sense that you don't want to live the same life as your mom.
Yeah.
You really don't. So
you don't want to repeat the same thing. I
don't want to do the same shit my parents did. I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing, and even my siblings. My siblings are only a couple years, and we couldn't be more different in the way we handle and look at life.
Right.
Than we are.
And also, the world around is just totally different than when it was when my mom was 36.
Absolutely. There's so many factors that are in play.
Yeah.
The way we look at the world, and it's not even really worth kind of stressing about. So it's what it always boils down to is just you figuring out what is your happiness, what's your thing that gets you going, what gets you motivated, and what do you want to do tomorrow? Today. So it's those are the things that you look forward to, and as long as you have that shit in your head, fuck, I don't care. I'll be fucking 55, 65, 75 and still have that going on. I don't think that changes having those thoughts of what's next.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when you feel like you haven't accomplished something, and just know that as long as you have more and more ahead of you, you're gonna go far. So, I mean, 36 is still very young, man. I don't think you realize that,
Yeah, I know it is. It's it's always that same game. You go online, or someone says, like, "Can you believe this is 20 years old now?" You're like,
yeah, no, I know,
yeah,
I know. And it's only because it's presented to us in that fashion,
right?
If it was not presented to us in that fashion, we probably wouldn't.
Right, and it's another thing was when you get older.
I'll tell you. Sorry, really quick. I remember when my parents and their siblings or whatever, like my aunts and uncles or whatever, they're all turning 30. They're like, "Oh, we're so old." Like,
right.
If they didn't say that and embedded in my head when I was so young that they felt old at the age of 30, which you realize, because now my parents are 50 in their 50s, you know what I mean? Like, and there's still so much life and stuff that went on from their 30s to their 50s. You know what I mean? Like, so much more life to live, and then there's so much more life to live from their 50s to their 60s, or the 60s to the 70s, or the 70s. I have an 80-year-old grandmother, and I feel like that she's, her life probably was way different, just from those years.
Yeah.
I feel like so many generations happen, and then you hear people living in their 90s. It's really about how you live that life. Now, if you plan on getting sick and not taking care of your body and not going, doing the things that you love doing and kind of going that route, It's a grim future.
Yeah, which is something like the last, I guess 4 years or 4 or 6 years.
Okay.
That I've felt, like my body aging, so I need to do something to take better care of myself. And Cassandra's younger than me, but she's going to start getting closer to 30, and we both want to be healthier so we can travel and we can do more stuff, and I can be around as long as I can for her, and vice versa.
You're not that much older than her. You're really not.
I know, but she hasn't gotten to that. It's like she does. I see her doing these things that I've already witnessed or gone through the emotions of, like, whether it be like distancing from friends and stuff like that. Like, it's just natural. Like, it's just natural of, like, you, as you get older, you can still maintain contact with your friends, but you still create a distance because everybody's life is different. We can't stop doing what we're doing to go hang out every 5 minutes like we used to.
No.
And some people change and stop, dealing with certain people just because we're friends. Like, just how it is. Like, if me and Quinn didn't have that falling out, I can't say like we would still be friends at this point regardless. Because like our mentalities have changed a lot since we first met.
Of course.
So it's just another product getting older, but I just need to take better care of myself. Because like just every other day, it's like something's like hurting. I'm just like, why is it hurting? I got to figure it out. Like, I got to start going to the doctor. I got to start getting all this shit done to figure out what's wrong with me so I can reverse what's wrong with me. Or hopefully.
You'll be surprised how it's different when you're younger. You don't have to focus on that.
Yeah.
And it's fine that if you didn't. But it is important as you get older that if you want more, you want to take care of that vessel that you're living in, which is your body, and you have to make sure that that's all taken care of. And I mean, one thing you have to be blessed about always is that you have that mind, and as long as your mind is sound and you're able to make those decisions the way you make them and the way you want to make them, you should be pretty happy about that. That's one thing to be very thankful for, is that to be able to have the thought process still, and that's when you go. And that's my biggest thing, is I want to have a healthy mind for as long as I possibly can, and continue working on it, and be mentally as mentally strong as I can be through every little thing that gets pushed my way.
Yep.
And I think as long as we do that, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, one thing I'm really thankful for, like, my parents and to an extent my grandparents, is them making the same mistakes, or of like doing things too soon and having kids too soon, and by accident or on purpose, whatever your deal is, to teach me in a sense of not doing the same thing. And like, for me, like, I never, and to this day, have ever wanted to have kids.
Yeah.
Because I see the financial burden it can be, and I know that kids are not a burden, but to me they are. Like, financially, they are a burden. I'm sure they bring great joy and other stuff, but financially they are a huge responsibility that a lot of people are not ready for ever.
No.
And I'm so glad that I was fortunate enough to either have a terrible sperm count or just be incredibly lucky, and the fact that I practice, safe measures to not get someone knocked up.
Yeah.
And that I can enjoy life if, like, it's not to say that, me and Cassandra would never, like, say adopt a kid for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But, like, we're enjoying our life first, and then if we decide to bring in something that isn't four-legged and furry, into our lives, that, we could be financially sound for.
It's not crazy. That's not crazy.
Because I've seen my mom struggle. I've seen my dad struggle. Even though I don't have respect for him now, I do have respect for him doing somewhat of a hustle back in the day.
Right.
Whether it be working at Little Caesars to make ends meet,
right,
or working at that hotel to make ends meet.
You would do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, we all know that we're not dummy. We know how to rise to the and it's to most people, it's just not, just to be fair to this, it's just not our gig at the moment. Like, we it's a preventable thing. It's a preventable thing. And And it's not even, I don't know if it's because we both had kind of young parents or whatever. And I don't look at my parents' situation as negative at all. At least in my upbringing, I don't think my mom or my dad really, they did a good job at not making me feel like that us being around was a real burden. And there was 3 of us at the time, and then eventually, my other brother.
I mean, it was the same because I was an only child for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I never felt like I was a burden to them. But I knowing now, looking back at it, I see the financial stress of everything, just little tidbits of memories, especially when my mom was single, just taking care of me and my dad was out of the picture and stuff like that. Like, and then when she became remarried with her second husband and had the 2 kids with her, and he ended up being a piece of shit, and, like, just seeing all that, like, and that was me being older, knowing better that he was not doing things that he should have been doing.
Right.
Because he just was worried about going out and partying and doing his stupid dentistry illegal shit.
Yeah.
Rather than fucking focusing, like, I think it was like when I first started working at Starbucks and living in her 3rd home, where it was like really daunting. They left to Colombia for a vacation, and he didn't pay the power bill, and the power went off when I was there, and this is like pre-modern internet, smartphones were the thing, and I was just like, how the fuck do I get in contact with my mom in Colombia with the power out? Like, I don't know the password, I don't know whatever they have to do to pay, and she was just like, well, just deal with it. I was just like, what?
Just deal with no power.
Deal with no power for a week? Or for however fucking long you're gone?
Are you serious?
And it was a fucking stressful situation, and that was just where I had to sit there as an adult and talk to my mom. Like, I don't think Andres is right for you.
Oh wow, yeah.
I told her, I was like, I've been here for a month, and I haven't heard you 2 say I love you to each other once since I've been here. So I can see that it's coming, Mom.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh well, I have to stay together for. I'm like, don't ever feel like you have to stay with a piece of shit because of the kids.
Yeah, I mean,
that's stupid. Like, you're just torturing yourself.
Yeah.
I was like, you and my dad broke up, and I turned out relatively okay.
Yeah.
I'm not in jail this time.
I haven't committed any crimes.
Right.
That I got caught for.
Right. That I intentionally did.
Yeah. I mean,
that could be a subject for another episode in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's another thing I want to bring up.
Incarceration.
Too. No, not necessarily that. But just changing subjects a little bit. The fact that I mean, this is the last episode of me being up here with you guys. It's a little bittersweet. I was really glad that you guys did this episode with me. It kind of sucks knowing that I won't have you as a live, right next to me, buddy. I mean, we could probably I mean, I hope that you're up to doing this remotely from time to time or whatever.
If I can get things set up, I mean, I'll have the spare room here, so if I need to bring the laptop over here, then I can. Because the thing is about, where my computer setup is in the same computer setup as my wife's, where she does her teaching, so I can't do anything live where I need to talk on the phone or talk on the mic. Yeah. No, I'll invest money in a good mic.
Yeah.
These
mics are alright, and they work.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're a little on the pricey side, but
because I plan on using this room aside from a guest room, I plan on using for exercise room and for building Gundams and hobbies and stuff like that. So
just not to get sappy or anything, but you started this with me.
Yeah, I know.
And I want to say that the resurgence of this has been very strong with you and I doing it together. I mean, I think that it's one of the reasons why it got me so motivated to know. I mean, granted, you probably stopped doing episodes really early on with me, probably 7 episodes in. You kind of
Yeah, it was just really hard to balance out.
Well, right.
Time with work and at the time where I was at the situation I was working at.
Yeah, and who's to say that when things start going back. Or if and when or whatever, however you want to think about it, but of course you're going to be hard again. But if we could keep this going in some way, shape, or form, that would be nice. But you're always the other part of Don't Feed the Ants. That's one thing. That's the way I like to see it. So just know that that when I do go back to South Florida, and when we don't have the other half of of DFTA, you know, he's always somebody that's a part of the pillar of this show. You know?
I'm always lingering, like
Yeah.
my bad farts.
Yeah, he's always just like that Cranberry song. Gotta let it linger. But yeah, you know, but yes, to not be here, do these live shows with like live in the sense of like you and you know you right next to me.
Right.
It's gonna be different to get back into it, and but just to let you viewers out there know, the episodes will still be coming. They're still hitting. If anything, I am more motivated now more than ever to get this shows to be as successful as possible in the sense of constant, you know, content and quality. I even like little shows.
I think you'll have more characters that we know of that you can interview if you can get a hold of them down South Florida.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, I'm probably gonna ask. I'm gonna reach out to Matt Johnson.
Right.
I have a bunch of people that friends that I have in South Florida that I wish that were on the show earlier on. Because keep in mind, I started this show in Orlando, so there was plenty of people that if they were visiting that they would have them on. And yes, at times I did do some shows in South Florida, but for the most part that they're all here. So I do have family. I do have, you know, brother, my cousin, you know, and I have.
You can even have your mom and dad on there.
My dad's done an episode. I done. An
Oh
episode
right,
with
yeah,
my
yeah, that's
father
right.
Down south, yeah, I mean, those. So I'm not worried necessarily, but you know, it's having you on is very important too. So hopefully we can work something out to where it won't be that long of a hiatus before we get. You know, it's funny. I'm leaving, but I feel like you're leaving. You know, the show. You know? And it's 100% my fault. You know,
it's not your fault. It's your decision.
Yeah, I mean, I have to move back. Like, the reality is I have to.
And it's nothing wrong with that. Like we said before, I had to do it, and it's something some people need.
Yeah, I want to take full advantage of rebuilding my. A lot of unfortunate circumstances outside of my control, inside of my control. It's like fucking a whirlwind of bullshit that just kind of happened that get me where I'm.
It all happened at once.
And it happened at once. It's a really big blow. But the good news is that this show got stronger and hopefully it stays strong. And
hopefully we can get sponsors sometime soon.
Yeah, that would be nice. But in order to get sponsors, we got to get views. And in order to get views, we got to get people who are listening and enjoying to share and spread the love and let them know that they like what they hear. They like the real talk, because that's what we are. We're a show that basically, you know, you and I were talking earlier about other shows that you liked listening to. My inspiration, well, not even my inspirations, but the podcasts that I like to listen to are very high-end, profile. You know, of course I listen to Joe Rogan. I listen to the Church of What's Happening Now. I listen to Your Mom's House. I listen to Bill Burr's podcast.
And they all started from somewhere. They all started from their spare bedroom or their kitchen, you know.
But even the other lower end, and by lower end I mean like they're still very popular and relevant, but their stuff like what you like, Dynamic Banter and
TMG, Tiny Meat Gang.
Yeah,
you know, like I watched Tiny Meat Gang from I listened back because I started very late when they got into the game, and I listened back and they started in like Cody's house, and then eventually they slowly built up into getting their own studio, and then they got a second studio, and they got bigger and bigger places. And Dynamic Banter's the same. They started in Steve's living room, and they moved on to eventually the Valley Folk recording room, where they do all the podcasts.
Right.
Everybody starts from somewhere.
Yeah.
Not everybody starts off with a big fucking production studio for a podcast.
No, not necessarily. just to get to the fact of just making any sort of income doing this is beautiful. But that's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for people to let me know that the ones that are listening, it would be nice to know if they like it and to see it spread if they do.
Comment Bob's if you listen to this episode.
You know what I mean? Like, I just need to know, from people feel,
Yeah.
I want to be able to interact. Because I know for the most part that I like doing this, and it hasn't been easy, and but I just I'm here, and I'm here to do this for a while, It's therapeutic. It's very therapeutic for me.
Right.
I kind of need that. So I don't know, you know. Like I said, you know, I hope everything just works out. And, you know, the things, I look back at like this episode in particular and be like, wow, you know.
Yeah, it's always very comforting to listen to a similar voice of reason or similar mindset.
Yes.
But it's also good to listen to things that have opposing mindsets or different points of opinion, because, you know, just continuing to stay within an echo chamber does not make you progress as a person.
No.
You know, you need to think about things in a different perspective or a different light, or why does this person think it this way? And, you know, search upon yourself an answer, or talk to the person if you don't understand them.
Yeah.
Singling people out or not refusing to have a discussion with them because you have opposing views is stupid.
No.
There are some things where it's definitely okay to like say, oh, you can go fuck right off. Like if you're a Nazi, go fuck right off.
Right.
But you can at least make an effort to try to think, why are you like this? And if they refuse, then that's it. You tried.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But again, you know, like I'm not very social media heavy, especially with this podcast.
Right.
I have social media because I have a podcast, necessarily to beat on everybody's chest, you know, or beat them on their heads with, you know.
Yeah, and that's something we can work on. You know, like, you know, we can do something where I like, you know, you can get you can do I don't know if you have the YouTube channel set up, but
I do.
We can get the YouTube channel, we can get the Instagram or whatever, and we can just have like clips, like just funny clips from the episode.
Yeah.
Post them up, get people a taste, and then if they're interested, then they'll just go ahead and click the video or click the recording.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely. The different tactics and stuff like that, I have to get savvy on, you know.
Yeah, it's something inevitably you have to do in this day and age.
Yeah.
When you can't just do the bare minimum and hope for the best. It's very rare that
I'm willing to put in the work too.
Yeah.
So it's fine. And like I'm at a time and age where I have nothing but time at the moment to really work on it. So yeah, I don't know. But I have to say it, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You know, I'm glad to celebrate. You celebrated the birthday with me here, and you know, I get to celebrate your birthday with you. I feel bad because I'm in a financial bind. I can't get you. All I can do is make a macaroni necklace for you.
Macaroni pearl necklace.
Yeah. Gross. How'd you get into the macaroni shapes?
No, man. You being here is a gift.
That really.
And you have that Reese's peanut butter bar, the cake that you got.
I did. I forgot I had that. Okay, cool. I'm gonna make that shit
just
tomorrow.
fucking make it, bake it, and shove it in my ass.
Oh,
I mean, my mouth.
Got it, buddy. Caligula style. I'll make sure I'm wearing a fat ass ring while I'm
There
doing
you go.
it, too. But yeah, you know, again, but I talk to people about my situation, and I kind of stress about it and stuff like that. But most people kind of tell me the same thing, and you guys been telling me from the get go. But you know, I have to like express. They're like, listen, you know, true friends don't worry about shit like that, and you know, I agree. You know what I mean? Like same thing with you guys. Like you guys, you know, on my birthday, you guys got me a pie, you made me a cake. And I was like, you know what? I'm fucking happy, and that's all. This is all I really need right now. So I'm surrounded by people. Like I'm not gonna look back at my fucking birthday and be like, oh, you know, no. I'll always remember like, no, at least I was with friends, you know. And it's hard because again, the times.
Right, and all I can be thankful is for my birthday this year is just to have you here. You know, have my wife. You know, that's all. That's what I told her. She's like, sorry, we can't do much. I'm like, I don't care. I was like, as long as I can order some food and have you and Cassie here, that's all I need.
We're chilling.
You know,
I had a great
I've never
birthday.
been one for like celebrating my birthday big. I tried to do it a couple years ago, and like so many people canceled out, and that's one of those big those big moments where I'm like, yeah, this is part of being an adult. You know, like even if you let them know weeks in advance, they'll say yeah, and then shit comes up, and you know, I can't be mad at them for it because I am guilty of it too.
I'm different. I like to make. I mean, if I can make a big deal, I will make a big deal. But 9 times out of 10, it's a lot of work, and it doesn't work out.
And some things things just come up. You know, I forget that some of my friends have kids now, and
oh yeah,
you know, some of them are workaholics, and some of them are farts.
I'm the type of person, I want a big birthday every fucking year,
right?
Because I love to have an excuse to have a bunch of people together and have fun. You know, we remember my birthdays.
Yeah, I DJ'd one of them.
Hell yeah, DJ Scratch and Sniff on the 1s and 2s.
Chicka.
I have pictures of that, and I look at those pictures all the time, and I'm just like, that was a good time. Mm-hmm. And then you weren't a part of the other birthday, you know, because I think you probably were up here, maybe like 26. But either way, like that one too, like it was just a matter of like.
I was at one with Adam's house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You weren't there, right?
Yeah, I was. One of them.
At Adam's house?
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe you were at the offensive one for Adam's birthday.
Maybe.
Were you at my birthday?
That's where That's when he had the projector when he was playing Mortal Kombat before the party started, or something like that. It was that week.
Damn. Now I'm trying to think. Maybe it was just a party.
I don't know. Maybe
if it was my birthday party, we had Rock Band.
Because I remember you made the banner for your.
Then it was his.
Oh, okay.
He had a birthday party. Oh, you were there?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have many pictures of that. So I had a friend, Adam, and hopefully he's listening to this episode, but he had a birthday party. He had an offensive birthday party. That was the theme. Did you dress up? No, probably.
No, I don't think I did. I don't think I had
So
time.
I was, my DJ name is DJ Ecto J. That's also my handle for gaming and stuff like that. So like I love Ghostbusters, so that was it. So but like it had to be offensive, so I put like a bunch of lotions all over my clothing in particular areas that would glow really bright under black light, you know, and I blame it on being ectoplasm, if you get my meaning. And so the whole point is he had a party that was going to be offensive to people, because at least when we were doing it, being offensive was like people get offended really easily, but we could still make fun of it, you know. But it was really fun. I don't want to say what the host with Adam dressed up as.
I don't even remember. So.
Put it this way. I'll give you guys hints without saying exactly what it is. He'd be canceled immediately for the type of costume that you normally get canceled for.
I mean, I could only guess.
Yeah, don't guess. It's
No.
fine. I mean, we had people dressed up. I think we had somebody dress up as Hitler.
Wow.
We had somebody.
I wish I remembered this.
Yeah, that had to have been the party. Maybe there was one more party that I DJ'd at his, but he had he was passing out shots and
I'm pretty sure I wasn't at that one, because I feel like I would have remembered all
I know.
this.
I feel like you would be too.
Yeah, I feel like I would have contributed. I think I was supposed to and never ended up showing up because whatever.
Maybe not. But that was a party that I feel like you would have loved, because offensiveness is your big.
Yeah.
But anyway, I missed that. That was fun. That's another thing. I can't wait to go to South Florida to see certain people. That was probably the most bitter thing, but I didn't think too much of it, because I make trips back down South Florida just like I made trips up here. So me leaving here, I'm not really worried about it.
It's a 3-hour drive.
It's a fucking 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal at all. And again, I'm not really worried too much about how me leaving this place is going to affect most people, because I'm like, listen, if you're cool, I'll know we're cool for good when I come up here and I hit you guys up and you're like, hey, you know what I mean? If I get people who are like, nah, I'm busy, then I'm like, all right, I get it. You know, I'm not on that list, you know, of priorities. Just like if you come down and you're like, hey, I'm coming down, you want to hang out? I'm like, oh, I'm going to clear up my schedule for you.
Right.
You know, just like when Matt Johnson came here, he's like, oh, I'm going to make sure I'm going to have days off. Or when, when Chris comes, comes here.
Yeah, the birthdays things, I as much as I do enjoy hanging out with people, and, I'd love to if possible, but realistically, especially now, I know it's not
it's
possible.
The times.
But even before, everybody has their own things, and, there are some people who are wishy-washy about canceling all the time, and I was guilty of that when I was younger, I would always say, and then, 5 minutes later, yeah, you know what, no. And then you fucking all knock on my door at 3 a.m. while I'm trying to get with a girl.
Listen, I don't know if we said that story on
No.
Okay, if we didn't, I'm going to clear that shit up real quick. This is what I'm going to end it with. Here's the sad part about this story. Sad part about this story is I was not there.
He was the only
friend
of mine. in that entire group.
I don't think I was living in South Florida. I think
No, you were in
that's
Fort
why.
Myers at the time, I
So
believe.
that's why, and
Yeah.
I hated hearing.
You
the
were
story.
really mad that you were not there to
I
witness
was
that.
so mad, and because I know that because everybody that was there were friends of mine too, and they described it like I was there.
So
And I
real
would-
quick, we'll go through this real quick.
Go for it.
I was working at Spencer's. This is circa 2006-07.
Okay.
Okay. I'm working at Spencer's. Kind of had a long day. It was whatever. Everyone's getting a hold of me saying, hey, we're all getting together because it's been a while when everyone was around. And it wasn't a one-day thing. It was just more of the first day. So everyone's like, hey, let's all meet up at 7-Eleven because that used to be our hangout spot. I said, sure, no problem, etc. almost all day. Me being a basic bitch dumbass was hypnotized by the pussy that I was frequently seeing at the time. So, me being a dumb sucker, they're like, oh, I'm just going to go and hang out with her instead. I didn't tell them that. I just said, hey, I don't feel well, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Me being a bitch, canceling out.
I'll be honest with you. If you did say it, it wouldn't have mattered.
No.
Even if you told them the truth.
No, yeah. So, I said nah, and then they kept texting me, asking me over, until I got home, and I was like, okay, I'm going to leave my fucking phone in the car because I don't feel like dealing with this shit, right? I don't feel like having my phone vibrate every 2 seconds.
Right.
So I'm in my house, and I'm with my girl at the time, not girlfriend, just a girl, and we're fooling around, we're laying in bed, and I hear a lot of commotion outside, but in my backyard area, and then I hear little pellets or pebbles being thrown at the window, and I was like, what the fuck? And I don't have my phone, so I don't know what's going on. So I look out, and beyond the fence and behind, I see people throwing pebbles at my window, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. So I scatter over to the front of the house on the second floor, and I see so many people.
How many would you give if you gave it?
There was 6 cars in my tiny 2-car driveway.
Yeah.
In my duplex housing area, and there was at least 20 something people.
You had let's start naming.
I know there was
name drop.
There was Ann, there was
Ann,
Chris, there was Matt, there was Nicole, I believe at the time, there was Matt Johnson, there was Guy was there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. I can't remember. Richie probably was all there. They were all there.
Yeah. Everybody.
And
everybody was
they
there.
were all trying to get my fucking attention because I left my phone in my car. And they were like, oh, his phone. I could hear them because I cracked the window open. And they're like, hey, his phone's in his fucking car. And so they pounding on the door, and my girl's she knows them. She knows them all, so she knows the shenanigans that we fucking pull.
Hell yeah.
So she's like, what's gonna happen? Just lay low. The lights are off. Let's just ignore them, and then hopefully they'll go away. Spoilers, they didn't. And they're they're throwing the glass, and I'm just kind of ignoring it. They didn't see me at the windows and stuff like that. And literally, as I'm laying in bed, trying to ignore and watch TV and whatever, I think, man, I really hope I locked that window to the garage room. And as soon as I finish saying that statement within my mind, I hear, hey guys, the window's open. And I'm like, motherfucker. So I hear Matt Wagner falls in, and there's no couch at the time over the bed where he used to be, and he just falls straight into the tile. He's like, oh fuck. He's like, all right, I'm in. His mission was to get in through the window and open the door to let everyone in. But his stupid ass decided not to, because I think he was a little drunk at the time.
Yeah.
He came upstairs to my bedroom slowly, creepily, hey, Bertos, be mad, whatever. And I knew it was him, because I'm aware. But I took my fucking cabal swords, my monk.
So he made his way upstairs?
He made his way upstairs.
Oh shit, I thought this all happened downstairs.
No, he made his way upstairs slowly, and I came out with my cabal swords from fucking Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And fucking swung him at him, and he's like, whoa, it's me, Matt, don't swing. I was like, I know it's you, dumbass, and I'm in my underwear, okay? I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? I was poking it with the sword, the blunt end of it. I was like, what are you doing here? I was like, we were just worried about you. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to fuck. And I take him outside. I take him to the front door. I unlock the front door and I fucking kick it open. And everyone's like, jump back. They're like, whoa. They're like, oh shit, hey, it's Berto. Hey. And then I kick Matt out. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And they're like, we were just worried about you, buddy. I was like, I really appreciate it. I really do. I was like, I did want to hang out. And but I mean, in retrospect, I'm glad to know that I have friends like that.
I was gonna say that's amazing.
That would pull a B&E to make sure that I'm fucking okay.
Exactly.
Because they're like, I'm down to hang, and then all of a sudden I ignore them, and my phone's in my car. Like something's wrong.
Imagine like shit went sour, and the girl that you were with had you tied up, and she was ready to fucking cut you up.
Hey, don't kink shame me.
And she was ready to chop you up into little bitty pieces. You know what? It's nice to know that you had friends that were willing to save you, because that would have been the saving moment. They would have saved you. And how do you repay him? You tell him to get the fuck off my lawn. It
would have been like that scene in Pulp Fiction when Bruce Willis comes in with a sword and fucking saves.
Exactly, saves what's his face getting fucked in the ass.
Yeah.
By the gimp.
Hold on, wait till she's done. Okay. But yeah, and then like I kick them out and they're all like saying sorry and this and that. I was like, that's nice. And the guy's like, hey, I came all the way from Texas. I'm like, I'm in my underwear, guys.
Berto.
Yeah, so
not to be super inappropriate, but did you already get your dick wet at that point?
Yeah.
I would have put my pants on and like, all right, bitch, I gotta hang out.
I know. Well, I think I was about to or did. I don't remember, but it was inevitable that night.
Yeah.
And that was at the time. At the time, my mentality was all about fucking.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. You know what? It happened. You felt the love.
It was my time at that time in my life to be fooling around and fucking as much as possible. Everyone
I'll be honest with you, as I haven't had any in a while. Even if I had, had the opportunity to have some, and if I knew all my friends came up to see me, I'll be honest with you, I would probably be dropped.
I mean, that's you though.
I know that's me.
And there are times where I'm a terrible friend, and those are one of those moments.
I understand it, but that's you. That's how it is. But you know what? In the long run, I figured in the long run that you would anyway. I think you regretted it pretty immediately.
Oh yeah, I mean especially in hindsight.
Yeah, you probably were like,
But it's a funny story.
It's a great story. I love it. I love the reaction. I wanted everything about that story to say the same, except you fucking kicked that bitch.
There's a stupid song. Like that bitch. There's a stupid song on the radio that I think about, which I don't particularly enjoy the song, but the chorus of it is kind of like, it's a good message, I guess. Like 100 bad days is 100 great stories. 100 great stories makes me interesting at parties. I was
what song is that?
I don't remember I don't know what the song is called because it's just one of those songs they play over and over again on the radio.
I'm gonna look it up after the podcast.
But I was just like, that's a good analogy.
Yeah. Yeah, man, for sure. But I think we'll end it at that. It's been a great show. I loved it. I love, like I said, it's bittersweet. I hate that stop
ads.
I hate that we're parting for now. Monday I'll be gone. I'll be in South Florida. So next time you hear me and Don't Feed the Animals,
you'll be crying into the
I
mic.
I will be not in Orlando.
It'll be a fifth of vodka into a bottle, crying.
Yeah. So we'll see how it is. I'll give you all an update. But awesome show. Again, thanking Cassandra for jumping on, your wife for jumping on and having a...
I'd like to thank her for jumping on too.
You know what I mean? Like, it was awesome. I love it. I love that you're happy. Seeing you guys happy. And, I love Cassandra too, Like, you guys are all awesome. You guys are my friends. And I've never felt more supported in my life. It's crazy when you have to, you have to go through some hard shit to kind of like figure out where the
loyalty stand.
Yeah, but that's good though, because I felt like after all this shit that's happened, I feel like I'm not as bad off as I thought I was.
Yeah,
so.
it could be worse. You know,
definitely could be
I
worse.
felt like that when I left South Carolina. I was like, I have been gone for 2 years. I've been barely in contact with people.
Fuck that.
You
I was
know.
so happy that you're back.
And my mom didn't hesitate to come up and pick me up and help me move back. And
Yeah.
Chris was willing to take me in as a roommate. You
Hell
know.
yeah. We love that shit. We love that shit. There's a reason why we're all
Yeah.
friends till this day.
It's one of those things where it is. I know we're ending the show, but it's one of those things where I always felt bad for my mom that she never experienced growing up, because one, she got pregnant young,
Yeah.
but two, she didn't grow up with good friends.
Yeah.
And even to this day, she still has the one good friend that she's had forever.
Yeah.
That was my dad's best friend's wife.
Yeah.
And that's the only way they knew each other. But she never grew up with people that she's still connected with to this day, or anything like that isn't her immediate family. And I always feel bad for her that she never experienced that. You know, that she never had those loyal friends who were always there for her. That's why I guess she holds her family so close sometimes, even though they're a bunch of fuck-ups.
Yeah.
But it's also the reason why I feel bad for her. You know, the people who are close to her are pieces of shit.
Hey, we're blessed. We're blessed to have a community. We're blessed to have our friends and our family at the end of the day, and I love it. You know, just listen, man. You know, it's always good to look around and know that we have people to talk to about our problems. You know.
Yeah, man. And even after all this, you know, when you're gone and stuff, my door's always open for you.
For fucking sure. I'm not. Like, we've been here before. There's been years that you and I, you know, don't even talk to each other, but that's where it counts. It's the fact that
we can just
I
pick
can
up
talk to you,
right where we left off.
Right where we left off, you know. And I don't really plan on not talking to you for a long sprint. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna keep in touch. I'll be text messaging you or keeping active. We have that group chat, you know, that I'm happy to be a part of with you guys, with you, Matt.
Yeah, and it's always
Chris.
great too to have certain groups of friends. Like, you always knew Chris and Matt and all those people, but we didn't always.
Yeah, it's because to me, Matt, Richie, Chris, not so much Chris anymore, because you know Chris and I have a thing going with the two host one mini table, but even Matt and Richie and all them, you know, they were always your group of friends.
Yeah.
But as the time and years go by, they fucking welcome me with open arms, and I am so thankful and grateful to know those guys too. I mean, I wish that while I was up here that I would hang out with them more often, because we all kind of live in the same area. But it's understandable too. But you know what? But here's the thing that counts. Anytime that I was in their presence, they made me feel extremely comfortable and really felt like I was a part of the group, because I do know all these stories.
Yeah.
All these stories that happen, even if I wasn't present, I feel like I was there, because we're all the same type of friends, and I love it. I love it. It's a beautiful fucking thing. It's great. But again, you know, you just know, everybody. If you feel alone, if you feel like you don't have somebody to talk to, just know that you always have this Don't Feed the Animals podcast. We're always there for you. We're always here to talk it out. All right.
Talk it out.
Talk it out, baby. All
Peace.
right. We love you all. Have a great one, and peace out, bitch. Yeah.
Gotta take a look at the feelings, gotta analyze a little bit of feeling, gotta do this, yeah, man, gotta who that shit, gotta go ahead, baby, call that shit, baby. Call that motherfucking therapist, baby. If you don't got a therapist, call your mom. If you don't got a mom, call your motherfucking friend. If you don't got a friend, talk to the person under the bridge and they'll tell you about your problem. Gotta go talk that, gotta 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 go ahead, baby, go ahead and talk that, gotta go ahead and baby, gotta talk that, gotta go ahead and put your feelings out, baby, go ahead and talk that, gotta talk that. Talk to me, baby, yo, I wanna help you. Talk to me, baby girl, I wanna help you. Talk to me, baby boy, I wanna help you. Talk to me, baby boy, I wanna help you. Talk to me, 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 talk to me. Go ahead and talk down. 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 from the inside to the outside. Gotta externalize that shit. Gotta take it from the bottom of your stomach to the top of the lift and to get that out. Now you feel a little better. Now you do that shit. Gotta exercise. Gotta exercise. Gotta exercise. Gotta exercise your mind.